The Mike Graham fallout grows for Talk TV as another star presenter on the station speaks out, ignoring boss's plea for silence after Mike was brutally sacked yesterday. Now, a first chink in the armor in terms of the silence at Talk TV. All presenters have been told they must say nothing about this, which is, of course, hugely ironic for the channel which used to be known as the home of free speech. But I have huge respect for Russell Quirk, a regular presenter on the station. He was a guest on the very first Plank of the Week. He is due back on Plank of the Week next week. And he's just said, I have to say something. I have to say something. And it is a powerful message. Watch this.
Okay, so I am probably going to get into trouble for this, but someone needs to talk about Mike Graham. I am not an insider, and I am not party to probably any more information than anybody else is. And in fact, recently, I've been at Talk a lot less, not anything to do with Talk, not any management decision, no cancellation, nothing of that ilk, but simply because I chose to go and get elected as a Reform councillor on October the 2nd. And in the run-up to that, in what's called the Purdah period, I had to stand down to the Ofcom rules. The Ofcommunists, as Dan Wootton calls them, dictate that you cannot be, you can be on air, but the restrictions, the rules and the regulations are very, very tight indeed. So Talk took the view, understandably, rightfully I think, to bench me. We need to go on to the subject of Mike Graham, because over the last 4 weeks, there has been, I think it's fair to say, no pun intended, radio silence by Talk until yesterday when it was announced on Julia Hartley-Brewer's show that Mike effectively is not coming back to Talk as a consequence of this debacle over this post that appeared on his social media, which he says was placed by somebody else by way of a hack. I don't believe that what Mike has done is incorrect in any way, particularly when you are the presenter, as Mike was, of the most successful show on that channel, The Breakfast Show from 6 till 10, and which as a show and a channel overall is famous for trumpeting the fact that it is the home of free speech and common sense. In this kind of pang of, some might say, kind of woke morality on the part of News UK to get rid of someone that dares to say something that some people might think is a bit offensive and a bit odd and a bit wrong, they're now in a position where if you look at The Breakfast Show since Mike was benched, the ratings have halved.